In 2014, in Russia, an event unfolded that seemed like it was straight out of a thriller movie. It was the middle of the night when an employee from Kaspersky Labs received a call from an extremely stressed bank worker. This individual was from one of Russia's largest banks and was so concerned about security that he refused to discuss the matter over the phone or via email, fearing they were compromised. He insisted on meeting in person immediately. The reason for his distress became clear when it was discovered that the bank's domain controller was transmitting sensitive data to servers located in China. The domain controller is a critical component in any business's IT infrastructure, acting as a gatekeeper to the entire network. Whoever gains access to this server essentially holds the keys to the kingdom. They can view customer data, manipulate account balances, and could potentially transfer millions through the international SWIFT banking system. The breach of such a high-value target was shocking. The Kaspersky team sprang into action, meticulously combing through the bank's entire network, including every phone and computer. Initially, their investigation turned up no red flags, but then they noticed something odd. The screen-sharing software VNC was installed on some computers. This was unusual because the bank confirmed that this software was not installed by any of their staff. This discovery was a significant breakthrough. It indicated that the cyber gang had not only infiltrated the bank's network, but had also installed software to allow them remote access to the computers within the network. The implications of this were enormous. With this level of access, the criminals could monitor the bank's activities, conduct transactions, and even siphon off funds without anyone being the wiser. In a daring digital heist, a cyber gang known as Carbanak infiltrated over 100 financial institutions and made off with approximately $1 billion. This group's actions has been described as the great bank robbery of the modern era. Their methods were not just about brute force, but also involved a high degree of cunning and patience. The incident began to unravel when a Kaspersky expert suspected that the bank's employees were being spied on. From this, the expert typed "hello" in a blank Word document on a compromised computer. After a tense wait, the computer typed back, "Hello? You won't catch us." This eerie interaction confirmed the expert's suspicions and set the stage for a thorough investigation. The experts learned that the breach originated from a seemingly innocent email sent to a bank employee. The email, which appeared to come from a legitimate customer, contained a malicious Word document. Once opened, the malware within the document installed a VNC backdoor on the computer, allowing the hackers to gain remote access. This type of cyber attack is known as spear phishing. The attackers craft emails that closely resemble those from real individuals or organizations, attaching infected files that can range from documents to multimedia files. Once a computer is infected, the hackers can control it remotely and use it to infiltrate other machines on the network. The attackers then targeted the administrator's computer, deliberately slowing it down to prompt a call to IT support. When IT arrived, they unwittingly entered the admin passwords to resolve the issue, not realizing that a keylogger was recording every keystroke. This gave the hackers the admin passwords, allowing them to access and infect the entire bank's network. With complete control over the bank's systems, the hackers began the next phase of their operation. They monitored the bank's employees for months, learning their protocols and routines. Effectively becoming shadow employees, they observed every action and transaction, preparing for the final act of their scheme. When they were ready, the hackers started transferring large sums of money. They impersonated high-ranking bank officials and used the SWIFT international banking system to move funds to their accounts. They also exploited the bank's e-payment system to funnel money to accounts primarily in China and the US. These accounts were quickly drained by individuals known as money mules. The sophistication of the attack was unprecedented. The cyber gang had managed to stay under the radar while executing a complex and highly successful operation. Next, they used a method straight out of a movie to steal from banks. They controlled ATMs remotely to make them dispense cash at will. These ATMs were often in secluded locations, and the cash was collected by individuals called money mules. Another tactic they used was to infiltrate accounts with small balances and then take the extra money. This went wrong when they infiltrated an elderly man's account from 34 rubles to over 10 million rubles overnight. The bank did not start an investigation, thinking it was their error. The case was paused until Eugene Kaspersky of Kaspersky Labs spoke at a cybersecurity conference in Singapore. He learned that Europol had also noticed similar attacks in Europe. Kaspersky Labs teamed up with Europol, affected banks, cybersecurity experts, and intelligence agencies to form the Joint Cybercrime Action Task Force, or JCAT. They aimed to find the Carbanak group. After a while, a Kaspersky employee found a mistake in Carbanak's code. This allowed them to send a message to Carbanak's server and get a specific response. They had to scan the entire internet to find the server. After 2 days, they found it in the Netherlands. The Dutch police seized the server and invited experts to examine it. The investigation of the server showed that Carbanak's attacks were global, affecting countries all over the world, including the USA. This revealed the full extent of Carbanak's operations and the international threat they posed. The Carbanak cyber gang, suspected to be Russian-based, had infiltrated U.S. national security systems, causing widespread alarm. They had already stolen over $700 million from financial institutions globally. The JCAT task force, along with agencies like the FBI and CIA, intensified their search for the criminals. Taiwan. However, the attackers vanished for months, only to resurface in Taiwan, making a critical error. 2 inexperienced money mules, while collecting cash from compromised ATMs, panicked when approached by a local. They fled, leaving behind 60,000 NT dollars. The local alerted the police, who, after reviewing CCTV footage, realized a crime was in progress. News spread quickly as the first bank reported illegal withdrawals totaling over 70 million NT dollars across Taipei and Taizhou. Taiwanese police, with over 500 officers reviewing footage, identified 22 suspects, mostly Russian, with some from Eastern Europe. While 19 suspects fled Taiwan, 3 remained, including the alleged leader, Andreas Peregudovs. After abandoning the money, Peregudovs fled to Yilan province. The other 2 hid their share in Taipei train station lockers, which were soon retrieved by 2 Eastern Europeans. Unbeknownst to them, police were monitoring through cameras. After the men returned to their hotel and went for brunch, the police arrested them, showcasing swift and effective law enforcement coordination. In a significant breakthrough, Taiwanese police captured Andreas Peregudovs, a key figure in the Carbanak cyber gang. This marked the first arrest related to the Carbanak case. The police's success was a turning point, leading to the pursuit of the group's leaders. Spain. In 2018, Spanish authorities, while probing a money laundering ring, stumbled upon a Ukrainian computer specialist named Dennis K. He was a client of the laundering operation and had ties to the Russian and Moldovan mafia. Dennis K. had been orchestrating cyber attacks for the mafia since 2013, offering them 40% of the profits in exchange for money mules. The Spanish police arrested Dennis K. and 3 associates in Alicante. They seized assets including jewelry, luxury cars, and 15,000 bitcoins, valued at $150 million at the time. Despite these arrests, the majority of the stolen $1 billion remains unaccounted for. Kaspersky Labs suggests that Dennis K. is not the sole leader and that the Carbanak group is still operational. They continue to siphon off millions annually and are known by various aliases like Fin7, Joker, Stash, and Cobalt Spider. In the end, don't forget to like this video and also subscribe to the channel for more future content. Until then, keep exploring.